Well, thanks again, Jane and John. Hello and welcome to the program. First, the young South Australian mum and her seriously sick son forced to live with an intrusion of cockroaches. Their housing trust home's riddled with the bugs, and despite keeping a clean home, they're multiplying by the minute. Now, as Francesca Belperio reports, it's been almost a year since this tenant first complained about the infestation, yet her pleas for help have simply been ignored.
Oh, look, there we go. There's some in there, all crawling behind there. It's ridiculous. I hate it. Like, they're everywhere.
They're just breeding.
They may look tiny, but just a few of these crawling creatures can pose a huge hazard.
I can see up to 50 to 100 sometimes. There's like babies sitting there along with like the bigger ones. I have to empty my kettle out every morning before I have coffees and that, because they're all just in my kettle.
They're called German cockroaches, and they're commonly found invading the nooks and crannies of homes like this.
They're all over the counter, they're up the walls, in the cupboards, like all through the cupboards. They go all through my food cupboards. I have to make sure everything's all sealed off, like when I put it in the cupboards, otherwise I'm scared that they're going to get in there.
Housing SA tenant and mother Kimberly Rossell first noticed she had a problem 12 months ago.
I've seen a couple of them going around. Next to me, you know, there's like about 10 and there's like 20, and they just keep getting more and more and more. They're breeding everywhere, all through my cupboards.
Now it's out of control. Every morning she and her family are greeted with swarms of these pests and the filthy little presents they leave behind.
Yeah, I have to wash all my dishes before I use them because of all the black poo all over them.
It seems nothing can stop them.
I've put the baits out, I've sprayed the cupboards. One night, caught all them. I caught one in a container one night, and I looked at it the next day and there was like 30 babies in the jar with it because it had hatched, and yeah.
Oh, that's dreadful.
It's really disgusting.
It's enough to make
I hate
your skin crawl, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate it. I can't lean up against my cupboards because I'm scared that they're going to crawl up in my clothes.
And she hates how much it's bugging her family.
Forever brushing things off of my body because I can feel things crawling over me, and like, yeah, my son won't sleep in his own bed anymore. Like, yeah, he's just terrified. He sleeps with us.
That's why she's even more concerned. Her 3-year-old son Callum's undergone 2 major heart surgeries. He's still recovering and has more surgeries to go.
I don't want him getting any infections or anything like that from bites or anything like that.
Where?
Show Mum.
Oh yeah, bait. Oh, bait.
He's picked them up before and I've had to tell him, you know, you can't touch them, they're bites, they're like yuck.
Kimberly's mother Chris also fears for her grandson's health, but her attempts to get Housing SA to do something about it have gone unnoticed.
They said she's got to deal with it, and I said, come on. I said, her house has got cockroaches, she has got a sick boy.
Usually you only see a few on the surface. Most of them are either hiding in between electrical appliances, like your fridges, your freezers, your stoves, microwaves, any of those sort of areas. That's where they congregate the most, and you can just put some small chemical in there and you'll get hundreds come out from underneath the fridge.
Neil Raw of Innovative Pest Consultants says contrary to belief, cockroach plagues aren't always caused by unsanitary conditions. Often it takes just 1 or 2 of these bugs to be brought into the home unknowingly for the problem to escalate.
They're not so much dirty, it's where they congregate, and so they normally congregate in dirty areas and then they come over your clean surfaces and contaminate those clean areas.
The worst part is they're resilient, so there's no foolproof method to get rid of them.
The best piece of advice is to get someone that's a qualified pest controller to come in and treat it.
My daughter is not in that financial position to be able to do that.
Housing SA told us they would arrange for a pest controller to inspect the house this week, and they would consider helping out financially if the home was in good order.
We can't afford to pay for it out of our own pocket, but we need it done for my son's welfare mainly, and we just can't live like this anymore.
I'm not surprised. Now, late today, a pest controller did inspect Kimberly's home, and because she does keep it in a good condition, Housing SA's now likely to pay for the fumigation.